The final season of Stranger Things comes out at the end of November, and in honor of that, I wanted to have my own pair of dunks. So, on the day of recording, Stranger Things Day, November 6th, which is today, they dropped a pair of Nike Dunks on the sneakers app. And, of course, I did not win them.
You are like Papa!
Really?
So, I said, I'll do it myself. So today I'm going to make a custom Stranger Things Nike Dunk Low, and I want to do one version of the upside down and the other half being in the real world out of Stranger Things. This custom will be based off of season 5 of Stranger Things, and I will actually have a dunk for Stranger Things season 5 that I don't have to pay resale market for, which is great. So without further ado, let's get into the Stranger Things season 5 Dunk Low custom.
For this particular custom, I'll be using a Nike Dunk by You in the Chicago colorway. The goal of this custom is to make a mismatched pair between the upside down and the real world. So on this one side, I want to remove the left swoosh and flip it upside down. So the first thing to do is to remove this swoosh with an X-Acto knife and then remove all of the extra frays with either tweezers or a nail clipper just to get out all this extra and make the leather as flat as possible and easy to paint. After removing the swoosh and all the little frays, you're left with a bunch of these holes from the stitching. So I'm going to use Angelus paintable leather filler to fill in all of these holes and make the leather smooth. After using several coats of the leather filler, I then use sandpaper to smooth down the upper just to make the holes as least noticeable as possible. After that whole left side is prepped now, I decided to tape up the midsoles and then prep the entire leather with sandpaper and acetone to get ready for the painting.
Alright, so now that all the prep work is done on these Stranger Things dunks, it is finally time to start painting. So the majority of this custom, I think I'm going to base it off of a bunch of these different wallpapers I always see of Stranger Things. I always love the color contrast between the bright red / orangish yellow and the dull bluish grayish colors of the upside down. Let's finally start painting these shoes.
So to start off, I used Angelus leather dye as a base coat on both the left and the right shoe. On the right shoe I used orange and on the left shoe I used blue. After the base coats were down, I then used an airbrush to get the exact color I was looking for on both sides. For the blue, I used a mix of navy with grays and then added some shading around the edges and also added this white speckle to represent the ashes and the upside down. I added that to the toe box and on the back. And on the right shoe, I used different shades of bright orange with red to make this ombre effect.
So now that the first round of painting is down, the upside down print is on the upside down pair and the orangey reddish color that was on the wallpaper is on the regular side pair. Now let's move into the main overlays and lay down a bunch of dark reds along with some flashes of light red as well to maybe represent some lightning that you see in the show. So now I'm going to tape up the toe box and the back portion on both shoes and lay down this dark red. Let's get into it.
I first added a coat of bright red on the entire upper, and then I laid down a Nike swoosh on both sides because I want them to remain that bright red. I then added shades of darker red around the edges and then removed the Nike swooshes on the toe boxes to reveal a bright red underneath. And I also thought it would be a really cool idea for the mini swoosh on the left shoe to be upside down as well. And after all the airbrushing was done, I was able to remove the tape from the upper. And then I decided that the white was too much on the uppers, so I added black on the middle portions of both shoes and also to the tongues. On each of the swooshes, I wanted to replicate the look of the Stranger Things logo with the bright neon red outlines. To do this, I had to lay down a white outline on each of the swooshes and the back tab, followed by a bright red to make the red pop. Also, you can never forget to paint the edges of the swoosh to get that clean painting look. To paint the Nike logo on the back tab, I used Dyni Flow fabric paint.
All right, so now that all the painting is done on both sides of the sneaker, I'm gonna move on to what is the most important aspect of this shoe, which is flipping the Nike Swoosh upside down on the upside down pair. So I'm gonna take some barge super stick glue onto both sides and then glue it down right about here to make the swoosh upside down on only this side of the shoe. And that is about it on this custom. So let's get into the gluing process.
The first step for this was really to lay down the swoosh and just outline it and make sure that it aligned properly and would look fine on the shoe, because you are flipping it in an unnatural position for the swoosh. After that, it is very important to remove all of the paint from the areas you're going to glue, just so the paint can stick properly. That's what I'm doing here with acetone and Q-tip, and then I'm going to take the barge super stick, apply some to both sides on the shoe and on the swoosh, and let it sit and cure for about 20 to 30 minutes. After it's had enough time to cure, you heat up both sides of the swoosh and the shoe, and then are able to stick them together, and hopefully they would stick. And as you can see, the alignment worked out pretty well.
And now the final step of this custom is to lace them up. But for this shoe, I actually got custom laces. So these are meant to tear away and actually have red underneath the black. So on the side with the upside down, I'm going to cut some out and rip it a little bit and get some red to show. A little bit more exaggerated than that, but that's the goal of this, is to get the red coming out on some of the sides after I lace them up.
So after lacing up the right pair, I then moved on to the left pair and started cutting and tearing it up to reveal some of that red underneath. And I really thought this idea would be cool because it looks like the upside down is peeking through the real world like it is all the time in the show.
And that is going to bring us to an end on these custom Stranger Things Nike Dunks for Season 5. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like the mismatch design that I went with? Do you think these are better than the ones that dropped on Nike? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Also, let me know other customs you would like to see from me in the future, as I'm going to try to be more consistent on YouTube in this next upcoming year. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.